Hello everyone and welcome back to another review here on the TBR Media YouTube channel. My name is Jared and today we are going to be diving into Rose Glass's sophomore feature. She previously directed Saint Maud, and this time we're going to be talking about Love Lies Bleeding. The film stars Kristen Stewart, Katy O'Brian, Dave Franco, and Ed Harris, along with a few handful of others, and it's kind of dipping into a more metaphysical approach to the toxicity of romance. Even though some people have characterized the film as more of a romance, I beg to differ. I think it's definitely firmly planted in the crime thriller genre. Now, this is distributed by A24, and certainly it has that look and feel to it, especially in the more picturesque, dreamlike sequences that occur throughout the film. I think, bar none, the best takeaway that you can have from watching this movie is that the two lead performances from Stewart and O'Brien are simply fantastic. The two have an inherent chemistry where you can feel their connection on a deeper level, even though I feel as if the script may be a little underwritten. And this film definitely has a devilish quality to it. There is kind of a cat and mouse game between our two leads, Lou and Jackie, and their subsequent relationship kind of leads to a dark, dreary place. In Love Lies Bleeding, gym manager Lou, played by Stewart, falls for Jackie, played by O'Brien, a bodybuilder who is passing through town en route to a competition in Las Vegas. It should be noted that the film takes place and it was filmed in New Mexico, and that kind of desert landscape feeds into the plot line of isolation really well, because at multiple points you're not quite sure if that tightrope walk between the two of the main characters here is going to end up causing both of them eternal damnation. I do think that there are plenty of surprises throughout the film that will shock a lot of people. I know that I saw it with a crowd that wasn't quite full, but still there were audible gasps at some moments, and I feel like centering this romance in that kind of crime thriller genre is really what led to a few of those moments to really pop out, but it's also Glass's visual style. This movie was shot by Ben Fordsman, who uses a lot of low-angle compositions and some delicate camera work to really drive the intensity home, especially in those more metaphysical, dreamlike moments. And there are plenty of sex scenes in this movie, but none of them feel overdone or to the point where they were overused in the script for story purposes to kind of put the story, secondhand to the excitement of the new relationship that's being formed. The character motivations are clear, and when they are as clear as they are in Glass's script for Love Lies Bleeding, you can see the motivations coming from a mile away. The audience is able to kind of put themselves in the shoes of the characters and predict what might happen. And that might sound boring and that might sound a little bit redundant for what you want to try and do with a lot of these movies, which is to surprise the audience. It's not that it didn't surprise the audience, it's that it kept them on the edge of their seat. There's a ever delicate touch of body horror that's placed throughout the film. The sound design is impeccable, I must say, when it comes to the transformation of the physical body in the way that it does in this movie, but also the soundscapes of the more dreamlike sequences. And all of it leads to one place, which is a place of feeling isolated and feeling alone with the characters and not sure as to what they might do next. And yes, as a crime thriller, there's plenty of tense moments and intensity that's placed throughout the film in multiple storylines, not just the front and center storyline between Lou and Jackie, but also the characters that are kind of in the background have a lot to do here. And all of the storylines do drive purpose for our main characters and our main plot, even though they may seem minor and insignificant at first. I don't think that Love Lies Bleeding is a film that I will revisit too often, but it does take bold, creative swings, and I can appreciate it for that, even if I feel that the script is lacking in a few areas. I do think that this movie was beautifully made. If you're a fan of crime thrillers, and specifically of these actors in this film, I think you'll have a good time with it. Ed Harris I love him. He's just absolutely great here. He definitely gives a more haunting kind of approach to his character. And a lot of that comes down to the costume and hairstyling design that they chose for his character in this movie. But he does have kind of this foreboding presence that I don't often feel like Ed Harris gets to do too much, so it's always nice when we see some versatility for performances. Nonetheless, it's in theaters right now, so check it out this weekend, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video when we upload or go live.